Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be just talking about some simple ways to reduce waste in your home. At the beginning of every year, I always like to have an analysis of what we are the most wasteful with in our home and how we can try to find ways to prevent that. So these are just going to be some simple tips that I have in order to try to reduce the waste in your home life. Tip number one would be to get to know the rules of recycling in your area. I know with our recycling, at least, it comes every other week, so I always try to recycle everything as much as possible, and some recycling places don't allow certain items to be in the recycling bin, like for instance plastic bags. I don't know if it's everywhere, but at least here in Chicago you can't put plastic bags in your recycling bin. You have to take them to a specific plastic bag recycling area and dispose of or recycle them that way. So just make sure that you learn the rules in your area of what you can and cannot recycle. Tip number two would be to grow your own food. And obviously I'm going to be getting way more into that in the spring and summer months because that is my growing season, and I want to be able to eventually grow all year round and get the items that I would need in order to be able to do that. But for right now, spring and summertime are our main growing months, and I will take you guys along on that journey. Number three would be to make a meal plan. When you make a meal plan, you really do tend to use every ingredient. So for instance, if you buy a whole 10-pound bag of potatoes that were on sale, make sure that your meal plan includes a bunch of potato recipes in order for you to be able to use all of those potatoes and none of them end up going to waste or going bad. Same thing with onions, peppers, anything that you could potentially buy in bulk or in a bag. Make sure that you try to use all of it in so that way none of it goes to waste. And if it does end up going to waste, it brings me to tip number four, which would be to compost it. Try to not throw it away. If it does end up going to waste, get a compost bin and dispose of it that way. We are actually going to get one very, very soon, and I'm so excited. I'm just trying to do as much research as possible right now to figure out which compost bin I like the most and which one I would think is best, and then I will be ready to go ahead and make that purchase. Tip number five would to be shop local, both for farmers markets and your local stores in general. Local stores tend to use less plastic and have less packaging in general, which therefore leads to less waste. Same thing with farmers markets. If you live in the Midwest like me, we tend to only have farmers markets during the summertime, but during the summertime I am there every single week, and that's where I buy things that I'm not growing in our own garden or things that aren't quite ready yet to be harvested. I really do love the farmers market because it helps reduce waste. You help support local farmers because the fruits and vegetables just taste so much better. Like, have you had fresh corn on the cob? Fresh corn on the cob is... I have no words to describe how amazing that is, okay? Anyway, moving on. Tip number six would be to use as many recyclable items as possible. So bags, produce bags, cutlery, cups, containers, anything like that, or straws even, especially when you don't work or when you have to go to work. Bring as many reusable items with you. I know it can be annoying at times because you have to bring it to work and then bring it back home, and there's a lot of back and forth. However, it is much better for the environment when you're not wasting or using as many one-time use products such as napkins, straws, plastic forks, all of that kind of stuff. The next tip would be to ditch the plastic bags. I know there are some situations where if you're like me, you can be forgetful sometimes, and a store may be out of paper bags, so you have to use plastic bags because you forget your reusable ones at home. Obviously, there are some situations where it's going to happen. It's not completely unavoidable, but use plastic bags as little as you possibly can. And finally, the last tip would be to thrift shop. Buying secondhand items, not only for your home, but clothing, shoes, even electronics, are better for your wallet and better for the environment because clothes and shoe production are actually a huge part of our carbon emissions problem, and fast fashion has a lot to do with that because, you know, things are in on trend now, but in a month from now they may not be on trend. So if you have a local thrift store, check it out. Like one of my friends, she bought Christmas pajamas for all of her kids for $1 each, and they were like still in new condition, like they were worn once and that's it. And she got them for each of her kids for $1. Compared to how much are Christmas pajamas if you try to like buy them for the whole family brand new, it's like at least $15 to $30 a set. And that's it, guys. That concludes my tips on how to try to reduce waste in your home. I hope these were helpful for you guys, and if you have any other tips and tricks of your own, feel free to drop them down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.